Welcome to Arsenal Report, your daily source for all things Arsenal FC. From match updates and transfer talk to behind-the-scenes stories, we've got it all. If you're a true gunner, this is your home. Hit subscribe and join the pride. Victory through harmony. Let's get started. Jamie Carragher believes Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta faces the sack if he cannot bring success to the club next season. The Gunners have fallen short in the Premier League title race once again after falling far behind Arne Slot's Liverpool this season. Arsenal are currently 15 points behind their rivals in the table to cap off a disappointing campaign. They also exited the Champions League at the semi-final stage to PSG, despite beating Real Madrid in the previous round. There has been huge frustration from the fan base that the club have fallen short yet again, particularly towards the ownership after failing to sign a reliable goalscorer in either transfer window. Arsenal have struggled this season amid a crippling injury crisis that has left them without main forwards Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus, which has contributed to their title collapse. But Carragher believes another season without significant progress or a trophy could spell the end for Arteta after coming agonisingly close to success in recent years. Writing in his Daily Telegraph column, he said, "To say his next transfer window might be the last chance sounds extreme. Arteta has so much credit in the bank, it is fair and right there is more resistance to managerial change at Arsenal than desire for it. But no one understands better than him that all the goodwill for creating an Arsenal team capable of winning is gone. Arteta must deliver next season. Otherwise, his legacy will be years of groundwork for the benefit of a successor who will be asked to add the finishing touches." Arsenal have been linked with a number of forwards this summer, including Alexander Isak, Ollie Watkins, Benjamin Sesko, and Victor Gyökeres. But Carragher feels they lack a creative spark, in addition to a prolific no-9, saying they finished runners-up to Liverpool because they are not the complete package. The reason Arsenal are granting, rather than receiving a guard of honour on Sunday, is because they are not the complete package, he went on. Out of possession, they are the best side in the country, but they lack a creative spark with the ball. It is not as simple as saying they need a prolific number 9. Liverpool do not have such a player, neither do Paris Saint-Germain, even if Slot obviously has an outstanding goal scorer in Mohamed Salah. Arsenal have scored only one more league goal than Tottenham Hotspur. That is not going to win you a big trophy. Rio Ferdinand is backing Bukayo Saka to inspire an Arsenal comeback against Paris Saint-Germain, but has warned their mentality will have to be spot on. The Gunners head to the Parc des Princes on Wednesday night looking to overturn the 1-0 deficit from the first leg in North London. The French side come into the second leg with the advantage thanks to Ousmane Dembele's early goal last week. But despite their deficit, Arsenal can take some positives from the first leg when Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard forced great saves from Gianluigi Donnarumma. Having beaten Liverpool and Aston Villa already in the Champions League this season, PSG are heavy favourites to get past a third English side and book a place in the final against Inter Milan. But Ferdinand believes that Arsenal's gritty performance in the quarter-final against Real Madrid should give them confidence, with Saka, the ace up their sleeve. Speaking on his Rio Ferdinand Presents podcast before Inter's dramatic 4-3 win over Barcelona, he said, "If there is a team who can go to PSG and win, it's Arsenal. I don't think it's about ability at this stage. I think it's about mentality and belief. In Bukayo Saka, they've got a match winner who can turn the game on its head. There's positives there, but if the mindset isn't right, they will get smoked, I'm telling you." The problem for Arsenal is PSG are a proper team. I don't think they're invincible, but they've been the best team in the Champions League. If you're a football purist, you want the two most attacking and free teams in the final. PSG and Barcelona are the two most attacking and free teams in terms of letting their attacking players just go. I think that would make for an unbelievable spectacle and throw us into a different cycle where managers attack more. Luis Enrique and Hansi Flick could be the managers to follow in terms of their philosophy instead of Pep Guardiola, who has been great at it in a great era. Mikel Arteta has emphasised the need for Arsenal to believe they belong on this big stage. Huge enthusiasm, huge energy. We are a day away from being in the Champions League semi-final, in one of the most beautiful cities in the world, against a great opponent. It doesn't get much better than that, he said, when asked how his players could do it. We are here to make history, and we have a big opportunity tomorrow. We bring a result that gives us so much clarity about what we have to do. A lot of learning from the first leg as well, and how small the margins are between the two teams. The result, in my opinion, should have been very different to that one. So tomorrow, another opportunity to prove that and earn the right to be in the final. Asked if his players belong at this level, he replied 100%. I think that's how you have to embrace and take the game, to make something special. As we said, to win the final of the Champions League, you have to do something exceptional throughout the tournament. German referee Felix Zweier will take charge of Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal's Champions League semi-final second leg. The two teams meet in the French capital on Wednesday, with hosts PSG boasting a 1-0 advantage from last week's first leg at the Emirates. Zweier, 43, will be calling the shots at the Parc des Princes as both sides vie to reach the final in Munich on Saturday, May 31st. But the referee, highly rated by UEFA, has a tainted history. As a young official in 2005, Zweier accepted a £250 bribe from fellow referee Robert Heuser. Zweier served a 6-month ban, while Heuser received a 2-year 5-month prison sentence and was banned from any role in football for life. Fans might remember Zweier from refereeing England's Euro 2024 semi-final against the Netherlands. Jude Bellingham has also had a run-in with the referee, who took charge of Bayern Munich's 3-3 draw with RB Leipzig on Saturday. In 2021, Bellingham brought up Zweier's past during a post-match interview while playing for Borussia Dortmund. You give a referee that has match fixed before the biggest game in Germany. What do you expect? The England star told Viaplay. You can look at a lot of the decisions in the game. For me, it wasn't a penalty. Mats Hummels, is not even looking at the ball and he's fighting to get it, and it hits him. Bellingham was subsequently fined £34,000 for his comments. Zweier wanted a personal apology, telling Bild, I would prefer to clarify this in a personal conversation with Jude Bellingham, and have offered such a personal conversation to Borussia Dortmund. For me, it's not about punishment, but about the realization that he went too far. I would accept a sincere apology. The statement deliberately creates the false impression that I did not referee the match to the best of my ability. It is personal, disparaging, and disrespectful. Even if you put yourself in the subjective perspective, which is marked by emotion, his statement is far from professional or factual. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta will be hoping for no controversies on Wednesday as his team bid to overturn their first leg defeat. Arteta is optimistic that the Gunners can produce a famous comeback. The Arsenal manager told ESPN, excitement, goosebumps, wanting the day to arrive, the feeling of being very prepared, very convinced, and knowing that the opportunity is to play in a Champions League final. And when you get to that point, you have to give your life for it. Mikel Arteta has been told by Jamie O'Hara that he should be doing whatever he can to persuade Kevin De Bruyne to swap Manchester City for Arsenal when he departs the Etihad at the end of the season. De Bruyne, 33, announced last month that he would be leaving the former Premier League champions in the summer. It has since emerged that City informed the Belgium international that they would not be offering him an extension to his current deal, which expires at the end of June. The former Wolfsburg man has already been linked with clubs in the United States, but he has also refused to rule out playing for another team in England. And O'Hara says that pursuing a deal for the player, who has been City's orchestrator-in-chief during a period of sustained success, is a no-brainer for an Arsenal side who have failed to win the Premier League title in successive years. The former Tottenham midfielder said on Sky Sports, every team in the Premier League would take Kevin De Bruyne. If he is genuinely going to go, Mikel Arteta knows him. He should get straight on the phone and say, come and sign for Arsenal. We'll win the league with you. I'm going to sign a striker. I'm going to have you in midfield. We'll sort it out with you and Odegaard. They've got Champions League football. I would be straight on the phone, give him whatever he wants, get him in that team because he's a winner. He knows how to win, and he is still a top player. It makes a huge difference. De De Bruyne has been open about the circumstances behind his City exit, including the details of how the decision was relayed to him. Intriguingly, he refused to rule out staying in the Premier League when the idea was put to him after City beat Everton last month. It came as a bit of a shock. "I'm open for anything, including staying in the Premier League," he told reporters. "I have to look at the whole picture, sporting, the family, everything together, what makes the most sense for my family. I don't know what it is. It depends on when you speak to people about projects and things.